dirty. And we do have... Wow!
Oh no!
You gotta be kidding
Oh
me.
my goodness!
After 13 weeks of chaos, drama, and action, it's time for a little break. There are no points on the line, and the stakes are very low, so let's have some fun. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2025 DoorDash All-Star Race for the PSRLA Cup Series. Hello everybody, my name is Alex Vitale. Welcome to historical North Wilkesboro Speedway, a track that actually, to call historical would be a bit of an insult because this track was featured in NASCAR because it was featured in the NASCAR calendar ever since the NASCAR's inception back in 1946 until its last race in 1996. Then for almost 30 years, I think, it was left to rot as NASCAR expanded into other markets, and only thanks to Dale Earners Jr.'s and iRacing efforts, the track was able to relive a second life, to complete a redemption story, should we say. And now the track is firmly back into the NASCAR schedule as the venue of the NASCAR All-Star Race, with quite a few people that would love to have an official cup date running on this thing. Since Xfinity and I think trucks actually do have a points-paying race here, so yeah, I guess so. Yeah, why there's a lot of people that would love that for the Cup Series as well. But today, and stressing more tonight, it's all about the PSRLA guys and teams. And as we stated, we've gone 13 weeks with nothing but worrying about the championship, the points, and retirements, and 13 weeks plus all the other weeks before it, like for example the Southern State Shootout at South Boston or the duels at Daytona. But tonight it's all about fun. There are no points on the line, and actually, I argue that everybody's a winner because even if you don't make it into the main event of the All-Star Race, this event, the All-Star Open, could actually serve you as a test bed to see if the car is good for the actual North Wilkesboro points paying race that we're going to do 2 days from now. So yeah, if you need to make some changes to the car, the car feels just fine. So yeah, in my eyes, that's a win-win scenario for everybody. So yeah. But anyway, let's talk about the actual All-Star Race. And as I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure everybody knows how the All-Star Race is formed. But if you need a quick refresher or don't know the concept of an All-Star Race, because chances are somebody might, the All-Star Weekend is divided into parts. The All-Star Open, which features the All-Star Race, which features all the winners from the 2024 season, as well as the Cut Short 2024 season, as well as the first half of the 2025 season, or at least up until this point. And the All-Star Open, which is the race that we're going to do right now, that features everybody else. And I think I'll just list the drivers already locked in for the main event because it's way easier. And this is I've written this down, and this is the actual list, the actual way these guys are going to start. Those guys are going to start, and that will be Carlos Sastrade, Jeffrey Finguy, Reggie Fogelman, Angel Gutierrez, Holly Anderson Jr., Justin Perez, Nathan Stapleton, Skylar Taylor, Bruno DiGiacomo, Zachary Fitzwater, Avery Alford, Bradley Ream, Gary Movidell, Andrew Williams, Bryce Egan, Roberto Crown Jr., Tom Sloan, and Ryan Little. And as for the All-Star Open, as we said, it's all the drivers outside of this list are involved in this, and the top 2 drivers will advance to the main event, and there's not going to be any forced pit stops, and since it's a short track, the race is going to be 40 laps long, and since it's a short track, we're going to revert back to old short track rules. So no better cautions for the joy of quite a few people. But yeah. As I said, this thing is 40 laps, and as you can see, and also as you saw, the order for the All-Star Race grade has been already set. Thank God. But yeah, as you can see, the front row for the All-Star Open is Bernardo Oliveira and Leonard Koshmar, and as I don't think I stated that yet, but yes, also the part-time driver. I think I mentioned that, but might as well remember it again. The 3 part-time drivers that have been entered are going to partake into the All-Star Open to see if they're going to make it into the main event. Those being Skep Silver for Vision Motorsports, William Donuts for Aegis Motorsport, and Alexander Rowe for Appalachian Motorsports. But I think that's virtually everything that can be said. So let's not waste any more time and let's get on with the All-Star Open, shall we?
Drivers, start your engines!
The command has been given. Since these guys are already on the track, they'll just roll in as the pace car rolls in. So 40 laps on the schedule here. The top 2 will make it to the main event, and the others will go home. The pace car pulls into the pits as Bernardo Oliveira and Leonard Koshmar will lead us to the green flag. And they go through the Napa Restart Zone, and green flag is in the air. We're away at the All-Star Open. Oliveira has taken lead of the operation, saying he's good in Appalachia 1-2 as Alexander Rowe managed to clear Koshmar. Is now up to second place as Torres looks to do exactly the same with the 99 car, and now Silver, part-time is trying to get past his teammate. There's Davidson as Silver and Koshmar still side by side, as Rowe and Torres are quickly catching up to the 59 of the Oliveira. Still side by side, and Miller and Silver still beating Koshmar, but now you should clear him with the help of Zane Davidson. Yep, he's cleared, and Davidson is still. Yep, now he cleared it. Now Davidson's cleared as well, but now he's going to try for an overtake on Skep Silver. Into the backstretch into the 3 and 4, and looks like he's going to make it. Yes, he is. As you saw there, Torres is glued to the rear of the 90 Rowe, as we are on lap number 5, but still no attempt to overtake. As there goes Koshmar on the side of Silver, and he's going to take the position. There goes Brandon Beal, who almost touches the wall and the rear of Silver, but nothing as of yet. There's Jonathan Harrison. There's Luke Evans and Joe Williams Jr. side by side between Sam Radalskin and William Donuts. So right now the 2 Appalachia cars will be on the main event, and all Appalachia cars will be to the main event, considering that Legend Pokemon is already in, as Harrison goes on the inside of Miller, is going to take the place. Situation hasn't changed. Bernardo Oliveira is still leading. Alexander Rose is second. Then it's Torres, Davidson, Koshmar, Silver, Beal, Harrison is side by side between Evans and Miller. And Evans looks to be taking the place. Yes, he is. He clears him into 3 and 4. And the exit of back into 4. And now Williams might fancy a move into the side. There goes Davidson apparently attempting another line. It was not a move. As Williams is cleared the 1929 of Carson Miller. Lap number 8 is in the books. Actually, no, lap number 9 is in the books. Lap number 8 is working like lap number 9. Yeah, that's a brain fart on my part. As Anton Mendoza and Blaine Keys are rounding up the rest of the field. And actually, these guys are going to almost catch up to the lap cars. So yeah, lap cars are going to be a factor right away. as De Oliveira makes his way to the backstretch into 3 and 4 to complete lap number 10. The situation is still De Oliveira, then is Rowe, Torres, Davidson, Koshmar, Silver, Beal, Harrison, Evans, Trevor Jr. runs up the top 10. As De Oliveira is starting to pull away from his teammate. Right now, we're still on the green. While Pardon is now running up the rear of the field. There goes Beal on the outside, but is going to lose the position. He's going to lose the position to almost lost the position to his teammate Luke Evans. Almost by contact with him, actually. But Beal is going to defend from his teammate. Johnson, Tony Keys, Teleport, and Williams and Mendoza are running up the rest of the field. There's Davidson, who was catched up for Torres and Mitchell from last Koshmar has anything to say about it. And actually, these guys Rowe, Torres, Koshmar, and Davidson are essentially not. Torres, Davidson, and Koshmar were up to 6 tenths of each other. Now it's 7 tenths from each other. There goes Rose super high on the apron. Is gonna hit the wall. That's gonna allow Torres. There's gonna allow Torres through, and Torres goes through. That's gonna Davidson and Koshmar as well. So De Oliveira and Randall Flip Torres will make it to the main event. Disaster for Rowe, who loses lost position to Torres, Davidson, and now Koshmar as well. There he goes. Torres still unchallenged. He's going to complete lap number 16. There we go. Lap number 17. Here we are. As there's not going to award Eric Marker teammates at Cohen, another team that's been struggling this year, and the chances are that there's maybe the fourth team that will incur in a ownership change. In the meantime, let's take a look at the team that has definitely done its deed. And the people of Koshmar stuck on the back bumper of the 51 of Zane Davidson with no way of overtaking him as of right now. As now the gap between Torres and De Oliveira is 1.1 second. Let's see right now. And the gap is still there, 1.04 second between the 59 and the 6 car. As Koshmar tries again to try to move on Davidson, but Davidson manages to close the door to avoid the possible attack. There goes Duncan Ward and Jack Haas. Jack Haas, who has had a very, very bad stretch of races and is honestly already thinking of leaving the series at the end of the year. As Haas goes through his teammate. There he goes. And right now Haas, as Neely's going to hit the wall, that might allow Donuts through, as well as Anthony Nicol. As we got halfway through. The gap has shrunken a little bit, but not by much. Only 0.9 seconds is the gap between De Oliveira and Torres. And I would assume it doesn't able to change all that much. And nope, not at all. As the rest of it continues, and nearly despite that pressure into the backstretch wall, still managed to find it. Still managed to keep his position from attack from both Donuts and Nicol. Nicol looks like he's going to attack the 07 car. But in the meantime, the gap has shrunk a little bit. 0.8 seconds is the gap between the 6. And actually, it's still for quarters of 1 foot away from the track. Out lap cars from the Oliveira. There goes Neely. Neely's going to lose the position to Anthony Nicol on the inside. There we go. Nicol goes through. Can Donuts do the same? And doesn't look like it. Donuts cannot take the position. Nico goes gonna hit the wall. Through goes Neely and Donuts and maybe as well. Playing Keys helping out Donuts to put the 42 car. He's got back to speed and through goes the 07 car and now playing Keys might go through as well. Actually, Keys is gonna try and move on Donuts. Also, I need to mention that only Silver will be, and there goes Silver. Oh, well, that's it for Delivera. oh my God, that he must be absolutely fuming, no pun intended, in that car. He had dominated up until this point, and now he's out, and that's gonna allow Torres into the main event, and he catched up to the last cars. He's gonna make short notice of Samadoskan. There he goes, and that's gonna send one smart car and Davidson into the main event. So three out of 4 Silver's car will be in the All-Star race. The race ended now. As now Davidson deals with Osken. He's going to lap Osken. There we go. Torres in never the lead. As those side by side, they play side by side Gardner and Haas. Gardner's going to take the position. As now, as you saw, Koshman has dealt with Osken, and now Rowe looks to do the same. As we were trying to say, only Skip Silver will be the one that will be racing 40 points paint race in North Wilkesboro. As you saw that Osken hit the wall, that's going to allow Skip Silver to catch up way fast, a lot more faster. As we go to 10 laps to go, Philip Torres leading. He took the lead he inherited the lead from the engine blown of Bernardo Oliveira. 10 laps to go for the 6-car driver. As Silver gets rid of Osken. There we go. 9 laps to go. Now Torres has a sight set on Hunter Mendoza, but is quite a bit far away. Mendoza is crossing through turn 4 into the front straight, and Torres right now only now has gone into the main straight. 8 laps to go. As now Williams Jr. deals with Osken, and unless some major drama happened, that should be it for the race. That should be it for our top 2. Of course, these two right now, if they're racing them now, Philip Torres and Zane Davidson will be in the main event, but those guys will start will be starting at the wheel. There's 18 cars on the main event, so Torres will start 19th and Davidson will start 20th. Of course, if Koshmar has anything to say about it, but right now he doesn't. He's a bit too far away with 6 left to go. Torres hasn't catched up to Mendoza yet, but that's fine. All he has to do is to keep the gap between Torres and Davidson, which hasn't changed it with 5 laps to go. All-Star Open. Now 4 laps to go. As Trevor Williams Jr. is getting pretty racy with Skip Silver, but Silver is too far away to attempt a serious attack, at least for now. So the top 10 currently is Torres, Davidson, Koshmar, Rowe, Silver, Williams Jr., Harrison, the 60 of Beal, Evans, the 29 of Miller, and the 67 of Brendan Beal. As now Torres catch up to Hunter Mendoza as they come to the line. 2 laps to go left for Philip Torres and Zane Davidson. Let's see if Torres can clear the 28 car before Davidson catches up. Doesn't look to be the case of this right now. 1 lap to go. White flag for Flip Torres as he clears into Mendoza. Half a lap. 2 corners left to go. Half a lap. And, ladies and gentlemen, Flip Torres wins the All-Star Open, and he will transfer to the All-Star Race, and so does Zane Davidson. Third will be Leonard Koshmar. Fourth will be Alexander Rowe, Joe Williams Jr., Skep Silver, Jonathan Carrison. Then will be Luke Evans, Carson Miller, and Brendan Beal rounding out the top 10. So, a race that can be described as as Gardner decides to do one more lap. Like, I wonder why, but yeah. You know what? Let's just check the results before I talk my thoughts about the race. And as we stated, Philip Torres will be transferred to the main event of the All-Star Race. Alongside him is Zane Davidson. These guys will start, as I stated, 19th and 20th. Then will be Leonard Koshmar, then Alexander Rowe, Troy Williams Jr., Skep Silver, Jonathan Carrison, Luke Evans, Carson Miller, and Brendan Beal running up the top 10. Hunter Mendoza and Samad Alsken are going to be the only 2-lap cars for the race, and Bernard Oliveira and Charlie Davenport are our DNFs. If this was the All-Star Race, these guys would have been out from the All-Star Race altogether, because one of the rules for the All-Star Race is that if you retire, you're automatically eliminated for the next segments. So, yeah. But yeah, I'll be honest here. Before we started doing this race, I was thinking, imagine if I said this I think I said that last week too, but I said, imagine if we end up having like a very, very chill and calm race at a short track than instead of the 1.5 miler. And well, this was exactly that. So yeah, let's hope we can actually have some more action, like some more things like that for the main event. But yeah, and so I guess there's nothing else to say other than see you for the main event, folks. And we're back live here in North Wilkesboro Speedway for the DoorDash All-Star, for the 2025 DoorDash All-Star Race, and it's time for the main event. Now, before we actually start dances, we need to explain how the playoff system, this thing is going to work. Now, the race is divided into 3 segments of 25 laps each, for a total of 75 laps. And the grid will be flipped at for segment 2, and we will take the results of segment 1 and reverse the grid. While for segment 3, last year we did the average finishes to settle the grid for the segment 3, but this time we're actually just going to flip the top 10. So only the top 10 will be in reverse order for segment 3. And of course, who wins it wins. And of course, who crosses the line first at the end of segment 3 is the winner of the event. Now, of course, at the end of every segment, if the cars are damaged, those will be sent at the rear of the field. Then there will be time to repair the cars, and then they'll be sent at the rear of the field. And if they retire, well, they're out of the event. So if a car has a crash or has an engine failure or mechanical failure or whatever, they will not participate in the rest of the segment. So yeah, if you DNF, that is that. Say goodbye to the winner of the All-Star Race. But yeah, so as we stated, the grid of the main event is set by all the winners from 2024 for the cut 2024 season, as well as the first 12 races of the 2025 season. And I stated previously, but might as well say the grid again. So Kelly Salstrai has been drawn, yes, because the grid has been drawn Carlos Sarstri will start on pole position. Second alongside him will be Jeffrey Finguy. Then will be Richie Fogelman, Angel Gutierrez, Hal Anderson Jr., Justin Perez, Nathan Stapleton, Skylar Taylor, Bruno DiGiacomo, Zachary Fitzwater, Avery Alford, Bradley Ream, Guillermo Vidal, Andrew Williams, Bryce Higgins, Roberto Crown Jr., Tom Sloan, and Ryan Little. And joining them from the All-Star Open will be Philip Torres in 19th and Zane Davidson in 20th. Now, you might be asking, where's the fan vote? We decided to scrap it because of reasons that we are not going to explain, but you should kind of figure it out. And also because the previous two winners, the two guys that made it into the main event through the fan vote, one is already in and the other is not involved with the PSRLA anymore. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, that's that's not the reason why we cut the fan vote, but still. That I mean it would have made it for an interesting choice, but yeah, we've gone for the decision, so we're gonna stay with that. But outside of that, the rules stay the same. So no overtime. So no overtime cautions. We're still stick with the rules, with the short track rules in relation to cautions. No mandated pit stops. No halftime cautions. So yeah, there's basically everything that can be said. So. Let's bring this show to an end, shall we?
Drivers, start your engines.
The command has been given. These drivers will move any second now. Here we go. So, 25 laps, second one. The entire grid will be the results of... the reverse results of segment 1 will be the starting grid for segment 2. The pace car posting the pits, Carlos Sarstri and Jeffrey Finguy are doing the lead after the green flag. And segment 1 is underway. We're green. Fogelman will take lead on the operations as Justin Perez is going to clear his teammate in Sarstri, as Ali Anderson Jr., the latest winner at Kansas, is going to race. Fourth will be Nathan Stapleton as Jeffrey Finguy is bogged down by Sarstri. Fogelman, the winner of Bristol, takes the lead. Second will be Justin Perez, who this year had the free streak, the pole streak, three pole positions in a row. English, easy for me to say. In the meantime, Stapleton is in fourth. Then will be Angel Gutierrez, Jeffrey Finguy. Then Avery Alford, Bryce Higgins dealing with Carlos Sarstri. Carlos Sarstri almost brushes the wall. Goes through, and the field is much more closer than it was in the open, at least for now. As Fogelman, 0.3 seconds is the gap between Fogelman and Perez. As Gutierrez goes wide and almost hits the wall, that's going to allow Finguy through into 3-4. Place as side by side between. Alfred and Gutierrez. There goes Anderson on the inside of Perez. Did I say they were teammates? No, they're not teammates. Anderson is for Celeritas. Perez is for Smart Motorsports. But that doesn't matter because right now, and no, it does matter because it's kind of stupid. It's kind of a mistake on my end. But then Anderson in second place. Third is Perez. Let be under attack by Stapleton as Alford is attacking Finguy. And right now he's squeezed in between. He's not squeezed in a Bishop sandwich. As Alford goes through, Finguy and might try the same on Stapleton. And Egan goes through the 41 car, and now Gutierrez might have a taste of that. Sebastian to the back stretch. And there goes Gutierrez. So there, side to side, and Gutierrez is going to put the 41 car. And Gutierrez up into 7th place. And I think Bernardo Richie Fogelman has led every single lap until this point. But remember what happened with Oliveira and Ilse Rupen there? So yeah. As well, take a look at Zane Davidson. He's sort of dead last. He's cut up quite a few positions. Actually, where is Philip Torres? Philip Torres is, I think Philip Torres. I don't know, Philip Davidson is 10th. Never mind. So Torres had a much better start than Davidson had. Actually, both Davidson and Torres had having a really great first segment. A really great first segment as Egan goes through his teammate for 5th place. Now he's got Stapleton in the sights. And Fogelman looks like he's got this segment in the bag, unless again something happens, like what happened to Open with his teammate. Really one of his teammates. There goes Davidson on the inside of the ring a little. There we go. Davidson up in what would be 12th? No, 13th, sorry. And there goes Torres on these other South try as Stapleton tries to block Egan to try and move. As Torres goes through this 21 car, as does Fitzwater and maybe Williams as well. Andrew Williams as well. 8-4, there we go. Super wide off the apron. That's probably just going to allow Zane Davidson to close up. As Alford closes the door on Gutierrez. In the meantime, Anderson has catched up to Fogelman, so we might have a battle for the win of segment 1. 11 laps to go. Fogelman is going to defend the position pretty well as Stapleton goes wide into 1 and 2. But he's actually going, but Egan does not. Now he's going to take advantage of that into front 4, into the main straight, side by side. And can Egan make the pass? 10 laps to go in the meantime, and yes, he does. Can Alford go through the Allen car as well? Still side by side, and through goes Alford for what would be 5th, 6th place, I would assume, or 5th place. Yeah, 5th place for Avery Alford. In the meantime, Anderson is very close. He's basically on she's on attack range she's on the range to try and overtake, try and attack on Fogelman. But right now, she's going to settle behind the 95 car. As there goes Ruben Jr. and Bruno Di Giacomo at the rear of the field. They're basically occupying the last position. This brings the rounding up the field. The good thing for them is that actually, if things stay as they are, we will start on pole position for segment 2. As now things have calmed themselves down a little bit. 6 laps to go for Reggie Fogelman. Goes Gutierrez on the inside of Stapleton. Stapleton's gonna go wide, almost crushes the wall. Can Gutierrez make the pass? Yes, he does. All too easy for the Mexican driver, as does Jeffrey Finga. Is going to take the momentum from that. The 5 laps to go. Meantime, and Finga make it, being helped by Philip Torres. And the answer is yes, he does. Everything got up into 7th place. 4 laps to go for Reggie Fogelman. As Finga is going to shut the door on Stapleton. But Stapleton, it looked like he tried for a timid move. It looked like he was going to go for it. And he goes for it to 24. Stapleton, as also there's Anderson and no, there's Perez and Egan side by side. Stapleton goes for Fingay, as does Torres. And Perez did not go through Bryce Egan. In the meantime, 2 laps to go for Reggie Fogelman in segment 1. So the top 10 is Reggie Fogelman, Ali Anderson Jr., Bryce Egan, Justin Perez, Avery Alford, Hank Gutierrez, Nathan Stapleton, Torres, and then the two running cars of Fingay and Fitzwater. 1 lap to go for Reggie Fogelman, as Alford and Perez go side by side into 1 and 2. And Alford is going to take the position. In the meantime, let's focus on Reggie Fogelman. Through 3 and 4 he goes. And Reggie Fogelman is going to take segment number 1. Reggie Fogelman wins segment number 1, and he will start last, while Bradley Ream will finish in last and will start in first place for segment 2. As Fitzwater gets another lap in. But Reggie Fogelman will take segment number 1, and we'll be back in a bit for segment number 2. Stay tuned. And we're back live here in North Wilkesboro for segment number 2. The field has been reversed. Still 25 laps. Bradley Ream and Skylar Taylor this time will lead the field, because they were that last and second to last. This time they will be the one bringing the field flag. After this zone they go, and green flag is in the air. Segment 2 is underway. Possibly the only laps he's going to lead this lap, unless some miracles happen. As this guy will third. That will be Tom Sloan, the winner last year of the actually it was Fitzwater, the winner at the All-Star last year. And as this goes, Brown Jr. on the inside of Sloan, and maybe Crown's teammate Immovedel, as Torres hits the wall. That's gonna punch up the field. Torres hits the wall. As Torres Fingay found himself in third place. Fingay trying for a move on the inside of Movedel, as Crown does the same on Ream, and Crown goes into the lead, and we got a caution. We got a caution. That's Bradley Ream, Skylar Taylor and Bryce Egan getting involved, as well as Zane Davidson, and maybe Bruno Giacomo. So, first caution of the race. Of course, pit stops are not mandatory, so of course it's not going to pit. The field bunches up. It should be all bunched up. Yes, it is. And with that, let's see the first caution of segment 2. Caution number 1 of the All-Star Race, and yep, you're looking at it. 4 wide at North Wilkesboro. That was never going to work. And in fact, it does not. And the one that suffers the consequences is unfortunately Bryce Egan, who gets spun by Zane Davidson, who also involves Skylar Taylor and Bruno Di Giacomo. They pretty much slide from the front straight up until turn number 1. And yeah, fortunately, the damage is not bad enough. That is not bad enough that they have to retire, but at the same time, it's not bad enough that they will have to be sent at the rear of the field. Should they actually not finish on the rear of the field anyway? So, yeah, there is something good in this. There we go, 4 wide. Goes Egan, the wall. Surprised that no one else was collecting that a mess, but yeah, 4 cars got involved, and that's the reason why we are on a caution for the first time. And with that, see you track stop. And we're back here in segment 2 of the 2025 DoorDash All-Star Race. We're coming out of the first caution of the whole event. And the top 10 currently is from Jr., Jeffrey Finguy, Yanko Gutierrez, Bradley Ream, Guillermo Vidal. Then will be Avery Alford. Then will be Tom Sloan, Ali Anderson Jr., Nathan Stapleton, and Philip Torres. As the pace car pulls into the pits. Single file as per the shorter caution rules. Both cars, amazing enough. The restart zone they go, and back in the green on lap number 10. And Brown gets a good launch of the line, as does Finguy and Gutierrez. Ream, in the meantime, is a turbo start. Is going to hit the wall once again. That's going to allow Alford, Ream, Alford, Anderson, and Stapleton essentially blocking down Tom Sloan. A bunch of other cars are going to, and it's going to hit the wall once again. More cars are going to go through the 25 car. In the meantime, you're seeing Finguy go to the rear of Crown and possibly attempting a move. But we're not. Crown is putting some good defensive driving. Lap number 11 is in the books. Lap number 12 is happening right now. As they're side by side between between Sloan and Fitzwater. As Anderson clears to the free car. There goes Movidel, third place away from Gutierrez, as goes Finguy for the lead, but Brown's going to shut the door into 1 and 2, so no overtake. Brown, a good defensive maneuver for the 37 checker flag car, as Movidel manages to go through the 45 car, and now he's got his sights set on the three-time winner of the regular season, of the 2025 season. That's the rest of the field. There's Sloan falling down like a rock. Now he's going to deal with the 2 Fords of Davidson and Perez, as well as Egan and Taylor. Crown is still leading, 11 laps to go. Stapleton is glued to the rear of Alford. Maybe he's going to try for a move. Not least. Now Finguy has to try and overtake Crown. Now Crown has a safety. There's a bit of a safety gap. 10 laps to go. Left on segment 2. Bryce Egan and Skylar Taylor rest on the field. No DNFs as of right now. At least I assume that's the case. As well, Anderson through Gutierrez. Yep, no DNFs. So everybody, at least as of right now, will be in segment 3. Segment 3, as we stated, will feature the top 10 of segment 2. The reversed order of the grid 4. Oh! There goes Alpha. They're going to go on the caution again. Alpha's going to pit, and everybody's going to avoid him. So there's the pace car is going to pull, is going to come out as Crown is going to take the yellow flag. And that could be it for segment 2. As everybody else takes the yellow flag. There's Avery Alford. And I'm pretty sure the car should be good enough to be in the race. If it was damaged, well, I don't think it's gonna matter anyway, because the damaged cars are going to be in the rear of the field, and right now he is in the rear of the field because of the crash. Still, and as this is happening, let's see the replay to see what caused the second caution of segment 2. Second caution of the race, we're looking at Avery Alford, but pay attention to what Nathan Stapleton is doing. He basically tries to go for a gap that simply wasn't there. He was way too overzealous in an overtake attempt, and that's gonna send Alford to half spin. Torres is going to avoid him. Into the wall he goes, and everybody, look at everybody diving for cover. Fitzwater, Little, Fogelman, Williams. Williams almost manages to make contact, but somehow miraculously managed to avoid him, and so does Perez. And of course the rest of the field goes by. Fortunately, the damage is not bad enough that he will be sent to the rear of the field. But even if it was, it's not gonna matter because right now he is at rear field anyway, so yeah. Watching it in real time. There goes Stapleton instead of Alford. Stapleton forces the issue, and into the spin he goes, and everybody dies for cover, and miraculously nobody manages to crash into him. So yeah, good thing for Alford, of course, a good showing for these guys' reflexes. And with that, let's go back trackside. And we're back live here on North Wilkesboro Speedway for the DoorDash All-Star Race. We're coming out of the second caution, and it will be a 2-lap shootout to decide the final running order for segment 3. And of course the top 10, the one that will be reversed into segment 3 is Will Crown Jr., Jeffrey Finga, Guillermo Vidal, Anderson Jr., Angel Gutierrez, Nathan Stapleton, Philip Torres, Zachary Fitzwater, Brian Little, and Bernardo Oliveira. No, Roger Fogelman, sorry. Single file. 2 laps to go. Let's see what's going to happen. As Brown gets a good launch, as does Anderson. Anderson actually gets a great launch. There goes Stapleton on the inside of Gutierrez, and Gutierrez. As Crown is going to take the white flag, 1 lap to go for Will Crown Jr. Side by side between Torres and Gutierrez, as you see right there. Looks like Torres is going to win this battle. Yes, he does, as Fitzwater hits the wall. But in the meantime, 3 and 4, there you go. And Will Crown Jr. is going to take home segment number 2. Then will be Jeffrey Penguy, and it will be Guillermo Vidal, Anderson Jr., Nathan Stapleton, Angel Gutierrez, Ryan Little, Reggie Fogelman. Then it would be, what are you guys doing? Then it will be Andrew Williams and Zachary Fitzwater. This will be the order that will be reversed for segment 3. And once again, we will take a little bit of a break, and we'll see you later. And we're back live here at the All-Star Race. Final segment number 3. Zachary Fitzwater and Andrew Williams will lead us to a green flag because of the top 10 reversed order. 25 laps remaining to decide the winner of the All-Star Race. Fitzwater already won it last year. Can he make it 2-2? And now there you go. And let's finish the show with green and North Wilkesboro for segment number 3. is going to lead lap number 1. Seven was free wide between Gutierrez, David Gutierrez, Fogelman and Ream, as Anderson is trying to get that by Chicken Finguy, but Finguy still managed to find a space, and Finguy goes up into possibly third place. Can he clear Stapleton? Yes, he does. Finguy up in third place. Anderson is going to take advantage of the momentum, possibly to take fourth place away from the winner of Bristol. And another spinner, and that's Philip Torres and Kelly Sostry. No yellow flags. These guys are damaged as Fitzwater leads one on the lap. Side by side between then now we got a caution. For what reason? Sloan. Sloan has spun out. Of course, I don't expect these guys to make it to the pits. Well, except for damaged cars, that is. And what are you guys doing? As the field launches itself up, let's see the replay to see what caused the first caution of segment number 3. Caution number 1, we're looking at Tom Sloan. Sloan goes wide into 1 and 2. Taylor tries a move on the inside of the 43 car, but she cannot find the space. And look what happens. Taylor hits the rear of Sloan. That's gonna send Sloan into a spin. Almost crashes into Crown Jr. And that's gonna cause the first caution of segment 3. Watching it in real time. Sloan up high. There's Taylor. The bump and the spin. And fortunately, since Sloan was nowhere near the barriers, he gets to continue on. And there goes from Torres, involved in a crack between himself and Southstride that did not bring the caution, strangely enough. But yeah, for Sloan, now the only problem are a bunch of ruined tires. But outside of that, everything is fine on this car. And since we're at it, might as well look at the Southstride Taurus crash. Southstride, he's got every Alford that's gonna push him away and right into the path of Philip Torres, and Torres does not lift a second, and right into the wall Southstride goes. It makes contact with Torres, and they almost smash into the water barrels at the pit wall entry, almost like Bryce Egan at the truck race last year. But fortunately, both of them avoid it and also avoid any kind of serious damage. I mean, the cars are damaged, but they get to fight another day. Watching it in real time. Sunset goes high. Alford pushes him away. There's Torres. Torres does not lift, crash, and where they go. And with that, see you trackside. And we're live here in North Wilkesboro for the DoorDash All-Star Race. We're coming out of the first caution, and the top 10 currently is Zachary Fitzwater, Anke Gutierrez, Jeffrey Finguy, Ali Anderson Jr., Nathan Stapleton, Dr. Fogelman, Bradley Ream, Bruno Giacomo, Andrew Williams, and Zane Davidson. And as you see, Philip Torres and Carlos Sostry are the two driving cars. And now probably start zone they go. Back in the green we go on lap number 10. And Fitzwater is going to make take sure notice of these lower cars of Torres and Sustry. Same thing cannot be said for Gutierrez. Still dealing with Torres side by side. As Fitzwater is going to try and use Torres to put a gap between his teammate and Gutierrez and looks like it's working as Finguy goes through the 45 car, and that might allow Fogelman to take advantage of the momentum. As Finguy goes up to second place, and we're under caution again, and ooh, that's Movedell and Crown Jr. And Crown Jr., the two teammates of Checker Flag are in the wall and at the rear of the field. So, I guess all the charge that we missed in both wheels are open and I have no idea what I was trying to say. I was trying to say we saved all the drama from before this race. We didn't get any drama at the All-Star Open, and now we got it here for the main event. As I try and find a way to relearn the English language, let's replay this if it's the second caution of the segment. Caution number 2, we're looking at Movedell as they go free, as Crown and Sloan go free wide. Sloan pushes Crown into Movedell, who's going to get pushed into the safer barrier, and look what Crown does. Rather than just going to the left, he just goes to the right, and I have no idea what was that all about, and boom, into a spin, both Checker Flag cars go. I have absolutely zero idea what they were doing, but yeah, we got the reason for the caution. Watching it in real time, there they go free wide, slowing into Crown into Movedell, and they really don't stop until now. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea what happened. I have no idea what, but I would assume these guys are going to talk to each other once the race ends. And of course, they're gonna have a bit of a talk with Herjol after the race because that was some really weird behavior. And with that, let's go back trackside. And we're back live here in North Wilkesboro for the DoorDash All-Star Race. 10 laps to go as we come out of the second caution. And the top 10 is Jeffrey Finguy. Jeffrey Finguy is in second. His teammate Zachary Fitzwater is in the lead. There will be Aggie Gutierrez, Richard Fogelman, Andrew Williams, Nathan Stapleton, Bradley Ream, Avery Alford, Ali Anderson Jr., and Zane Davidson. Taking the green flag with 9 laps to go. And Fitzwater still has these services of Philip Torres to keep this trio behind them. And there goes the caution yet again. Wait, what? No caution. Well then. Alfred was literally on sideways, but I guess that did not count as a caution. Well then. Talk about, okay, now there's gotta be, yep, there's gotta be a caution. Now there's definitely a caution, and that could be a race ender. That could be a race ender, folks. As Fitzwater takes the flag, this could be a race ender. As Sustry goes into the pits, you said there Paris got involved, as did Gary Movedell. Sustry is in the pits. I think I mean, this has pretty much all been done, and he's gonna stay there for repairs. But at this point, the race is done for him. And as we wait for the action of the field has bounced up, so let's see the replay to see what caused the third caution of the race. Caution number 3, and this is the second caution that Movidal gets involved in, and they go 4 wide. Movidal, Egan, Taylor, and Sastry. And look what Movidal does. He thinks he was clear off of Egan, but no. And boom, chain reaction. Paris into the wall, Sastry into the wall, Egan into Taylor into the wall, Egan getting involved in that, and Paris facing the wrong way on the track. But yeah, a bit too overzealous on Movidal's part. That unfortunately caused a chain reaction that involved all those cars. Watching it in real time. There they go 4 wide. Movidal fixes clear, but it's not, and boom. Paris, Sastry, Egan, Taylor, all involved. And fortunately, none of these guys' cars have been damaged, so they can continue on. And with that, see you trackside. And we're back live here at North Wilkesboro Speedway for segment 3 of the DoorDash All-Star Race. And it's going to be a 2-lap shootout, just like segment 2. And the top 10 currently is Zachary Fitzwater, Reggie Fogelman, Jeffrey Fengai, Avery Alford, Ali Anderson Jr., Andrew Williams, Anki Gutierrez, Zane Davidson, and then the 2 other Allen Motorsports cars, all of Ricky Stapleton, Ryan Little. Once Fitzwater across the line, there will be 2 laps to go, separating him from a second All-Star race in a row. Green flag is there once again. 2 laps to go, and Fitzwater has a great launch off the line. Fengai tried to get on the outside of Fogelman, but no dice. Fitzwater through the Napa restart zone. White flag, 1 lap to go for Zachary Fitzwater. He won last year on a tight battle against Tom Sloan. This time it was a lot more easier for him to win this as he crosses turn 3 and 4 into the front straight. Zachary Fitzwater wins the All-Star race for the 2nd year in a row. Second will be Reggie Fogelman, then it will be Alfred Anderson and Andrew Williams rounding out the top 10. As through goes Jeffrey Fengai. So glory and the money goes to Zachary Fitzwater for the 2nd time in a row. Maybe a sign of things to come for the actual points-paying race at North Wilkesboro. As the 52 car stops into its pit stall. We finally have the official standings after 4 races. Zachary Fitzwater has won the DoorDash All-Star Race for the 2nd year in a row. Second will be Reggie Fogelman. Third will be Avery Alford. And that will be Hal Anderson Jr., Andrew Williams, Jeffrey Fengai, Nathan Stapleton, Ryan Little, Anki Gutierrez, and Tom Sloan rounding out the top 10. With Kyle Sastry, our only retirement of the race, and Philip Torres finishing 1 lap down. And a good thing for Sastry that he decided to retire at the final segment when it didn't really matter. So, I said this at the I said this previously, but before I started the race, I said, imagine if with all the chaos that happened in the previous weeks, only at cars on the lap at Texas and Kansas, and of course the 10 DNFs and the lap car shenanigans at Talladega. Imagine if we end up having a a clean race, a super clean race at a short track. And okay, sure, we had the cautions, and we had 3 cautions in those 3 cautions in segment 3. But guess what? Guess what? None of them brought the amount of chaos that the Texas and the Kansas did. So I guess what I said, for once, something that I said ended up being real. So, which is actually something that's not really good to brag about, because I mean, this is supposed to be the exact opposite, where the short track races bring the chaos, and the 1.5 miler should bring clean racing. But yeah. But again, this is the PSRLA, where I guess now we're turning into the series where everything gets flipped on its head. So where logic gets flipped on its head. So yeah. So I don't remember what I said about what I called the PSRLA during the International Series days, but I guess then I can call it. This is the series where logic gets flipped on its head, and it makes almost no sense. But yeah, I guess that's what makes it, well, I guess it makes it fun, because there's quite a lot of people that have been frustrated in the past couple of weeks, and this might be, and although, judging from what we've seen for the All-Star Race, they could possibly finally the race where, nothing major happens, but yeah. Since, as you said, there's no points on the line, there's no need to check the standings. We're gonna do that for the points being race, always here in North Wilkesboro in 2 days' time. And there's nothing else to be said other than this has been a special presentation of the 2025 PSRLA Cup Series All-Star Race for the 47 Network. I'm Alex Vitale, and see you next time for the race at North Wilkesboro. So long, everybody, from, again, North Wilkesboro. Congratulations again to Zachary Fitzwater.